All right, let's talk about the top ES setups of the week. So this is last week. We had this beautiful range up here. We were trading all of last week, and we just did really well. Then on Friday, instead of breaking out to the north and going to all-time highs, we broke down monster. The RTH closed and another 60-point vomit down. So how in the world do I craft strong levels going into next week and map out battle plan trades after this move? So on Sunday, I sat down and look at the chart with a fresh set of eyes, and I publish our strong levels, which to me are the most important levels going into the week. So I'm going to turn on the strong levels. I'll make notes about, like this one was warning shot to bears. Bears totally had control here. So if they got beyond this warning shot to bears, to me, hey, that's a warning shot, guys. Be careful. Was what I considered the bull bear line. This is the expected range according to the option chain. And so I make notes like that where needed. Then the market opens Sunday night and comes right to battle plan number 1 with a bounce. There's no way I would have taken that short on the opening candle, but that is really sweet how it came to the strong range, went to battle plan trade number 1 and had a nice bounce. Once again, I wouldn't take that trade, but I just wanted to present that to you. And then Tuesday morning, we are live on YouTube as well as Zoom. YouTube gets the entire morning session like YouTube gets. And you'll know we called out 3 longs. First long was here, which is showed here. This next long was there, which is where I got long. And then this next long here if you wanted to get long. If you got long here, whoa. If you got long here, by the end of the day, you'd had a 118 pointer, 100 pointer, and an 88 pointer. All you had to do was hold your runner. This trade eventually the following day trailed out on me, and this was my first 100 pointer this week. And then Tuesday night, we published the battle plan again. Battle plan trade number 1 was here. You could have taken this trade. You had to have been up at night, but using our core strategy and the battle plan trade, you could have been longs, 5, almost 6 points of heat for a 70-point possible run, capturing 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever you would have captured out of it. And then late day on that Wednesday, we got the vomit down right to battle plan trade number 2. If you would have taken the exact bounce, it would have just been perfect, or you do the laddering like I did here and went up, and eventually I made captured 50 pointer on this move here, and that worked out really well. And then Thursday was the day before option expiration. This price action was so bad, we got off Zoom actually early. It wasn't worth trading. But I'll tell you, if you would have taken these strong level shorts, you could have done really, really well. Then at the end of the day, it bounced all the way down to here. I did get long here with 2 contracts, peeled one off, kept one at break even, and it got me out overnight. Then we got this really nice move down here. And if you watched the AM briefing on Friday morning, I went into deep detail into this trade here. I'm going to put a link below to the full blog post on trading this trade here. And I'm going to tell you about a folly I made. So I woke up at midnight, waited for this trade here that I mapped out. You'll see that in the blog post, and price ran up. And I was able to capture 100 pointer with 1 micro right here. Now, let me tell you about my folly today. So as we were up here, I had 2 contracts. And I said, I want to capture at least 60 points here, or it's going to get me out at the 100 pointer. Either one of those, it's going to get me out. Well, we got up there and it got me out at the 100 pointer. Cool. Awesome. So I captured 100 pointer on 1 contract. I had 1 contract remaining. I made a very critical error. I forgot to remove this order. So when price came back down, when I wasn't even at the chart, it got me out of my final runner. Now, we kind of joked around in the group. Because I was really disappointed because I believe I was going to make 200 points with this final runner. And one of my great traders in there that we have a lot of fun said, oh, so we're complaining that you made a 100 pointer and a 60 pointer today. Oh, but yeah, I fumbled the ball on that. As soon as it got the 100, I should have removed that. So right in here, I was flat, didn't even know it. Came back in the afternoon. I was like, cool, let me look at my trade. And there was no trade. And that's when I discovered that. So that's disappointing because at this time, this trade would be up 125 points, closed near the high, looking really good going into the weekend. I don't like holding trades going into the weekend, but when you got a 125 point cushion, you're probably okay. So I'm flat going into the weekend. So of course I'm going to be very interested in mapping out very good battle plan trades for Sunday night. I don't expect much for Sunday night. We're closing at the high, not my favorite place to look for a trade. I was hoping at the end of the day we did a little vomit because I would have re-entered at exactly where it got me out just to say I should still be long, and I would have re-entered where I exited, and I would have mentally continued the trade as if I had my original entry, but it didn't come back. I was hoping it would because I would have re-entered. So those were the top trades of the week. It's not often you get multiple 100 pointers in a week, but that's the power of knowing where you want to trade on the chart. Where's the highest probability locations that you can get long, because long is where my main focus is, and hold a runner because you get just one 100 pointer a week. It can totally change your trading. You get 2 of those a week and it's like, oh my goodness, I need to really be focusing on holding runners better. And if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that is something I have been working on myself personally. I've got to keep that runner back. All right, let's take one step back here. So we had this range that we talked about at the beginning of the video from last week. We traded really, really well. And the first time we attacked it, it failed dramatically. Now, I was hoping because I was long that this would bounce and go to the top of it, maybe break out and continue to all-time highs. Of course, I'm holding a runner, but that's not what happened. It failed back in, and on that fail is where I captured the 100 points from this trade here, okay? So this 100-pointer happened during the RTH session. This overnight trade, well, you'd had to been up at midnight or whatnot to be in it, but this one went, like we said, that 20, 30, up to 70 points max. During RTH, we had another entry here, and I captured 50 points on this move. And then, well, you had to be up once again for the London Open, but this is where the second 100-pointer occurred here. So sometimes the battle plan trades are activated in the overnight session. It just happens. You miss it, you miss it. So what? There's another high probability trade around the corner. We called out 2 longs today during our session that if you would have gotten in, you would have done really well. But you know what? We were full. Let's go to a 3-minute chart here. Once again, one of the themes this week that we talked about is, I don't need the strong levels, is when we have these 15-point candles. You see these red candles? These are 15 pointers. This is not favorable price action. Yes, price can still bounce. It can go. But if your average stop loss is 6 points and you're getting 15 to 20 point candles, good luck trading in that environment. It's OPEX Friday. It's a better day to say no, thank you. You just go, no, thank you. I'm not interested in this. I'm going to preserve my week. If I'm green, I'm going to stay green. I'm going to move on and get out of here. Same thing as the previous day when this was just trash action here, in all honesty. And then look at the afternoon. This is very dangerous. Look at all of those red candles. You need to pay attention to those. So if you're in my group, pay attention to those. When you start getting those red candles, that's blood. That's blood on the screen saying, alert, alert, don't trade me, don't trade me. So if you'd like to do a deep dive into that Thursday night trade I did, actually Friday morning. It was Friday morning. There's a video and a full write-up with screenshots that goes through my entire thinking process that I went through here to get into this trade long right here, I believe, and capture that 100-pointer. So if you're interested in that, link is in the description. Hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you Sunday night for the published battle plan.